Danielle Devers from Student Health and Wellbeing. I use she, her pronouns. With me today is Nathan Booth from the Counseling Center. Nathan uses he, him pronouns, and Nathan is here to talk with us about managing anxiety. Nathan, what are the symptoms of anxiety?
Yeah, so people experience anxiety in different ways. Typically, anxiety will include really persistent worrying about several different concerns. So, anxiety may show up through physical symptoms like muscle tension, restlessness, fatigue, and upset stomach. Many also find it difficult to focus and are distracted or feel like their mind goes blank. And some also notice that they fidget, procrastinate, or are more irritable with others.
And how can students cope with anxiety?
The first place that I like to start is with awareness. Take a week or two and, kind of like a scientist, try to observe and understand your anxiety. Of the symptoms I mentioned earlier, what do you notice? When do you get anxious and what seems to trigger your anxiety? What do you find yourself worrying about? As you put these pieces together, that can help with identifying your anxiety earlier and knowing when to use coping skills. Also like to emphasize with this that anxiety is a normal emotion and is your body and your mind's way of trying to tell you something. Anxiety is hard and it may not always be helpful, but don't beat yourself up for experiencing it. Take a moment and just acknowledge, I notice that I feel anxious right now. A good relaxation strategy to start with is deep breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. With deep breathing, you take in slow, deep breaths using your diaphragm muscle. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for states of rest and relaxation. Mindfulness exercises may also be helpful. Many who experience anxiety notice that their minds drift off to worries about the future or the past. The aim of mindfulness is to focus your awareness on the present moment while acknowledging your feelings, thoughts, and physical sensations. Some different mindfulness strategies may be to focus your attention on your breathing or to focus on different senses, for example, smells, sights, and sounds. You do this to anchor yourself into the present moment. Another way of coping may be to recognize and challenge certain patterns of thinking. Many interpret situations in ways that are not entirely accurate, which may lead to anxiety. For example, some may worry that a friend is acting in a certain way because of something that they did, or that an outcome will be catastrophic, or that they should or must meet a certain expectation. It can help to recognize these thoughts and ask yourself, what is the evidence for and against this thought? Am I assuming something without all the evidence? What else might be true? I would encourage students to download the Sambello app on their phones. This app includes most of these strategies and many more. And another thing I'll emphasize is that these coping skills are like any other skill. They take practice, so be patient with yourself.
So, those are strategies for coping with anxiety when it comes up. What can students do to reduce the risk of anxiety before it starts?
Sure, so a good place to start is to make a list of your triggers or stressors. Do any of these seem like something that you can change? So if you're struggling in a class, reach out for help, talk to your professor, or look into tutoring or time management strategies. If you're having a conflict with someone, work to resolve or reach an understanding with that person if possible. And if you have too many responsibilities, what can you take off of your plate, even if it's just for the next few days? And then self-care. Self-care is important for both coping, but also for making yourself less vulnerable to anxiety. Take care of your basic physical needs. You may be more vulnerable to anxiety if you're not eating consistently, getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, or having some physical activity. It doesn't necessarily have to be strenuous. Also, continue to engage in activities that you enjoy or that give you a sense of value. You know, a lot of students may feel like they are too busy with classes for some of these activities. However, if you take care of yourself psychologically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, etc., you'll likely be in a better frame of mind to perform academically.